Welcome to More Than a Few Words, a marketing conversation for business owners. This is your host, Lorraine Ball. And yes, this is going to be another conversation about AI because there's so much going on. But sometimes it's a little overwhelming in terms of where do you put your energy and how do you prioritize your approach to AI? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And to have this conversation, I am so excited to have Melissa Reeve join me. She has been helping teams navigate the exciting world of agile marketing and AI. With deep roots in agile and a fresh perspective on AI, she's become a trusted guide for organizations looking to embrace the future. And so we're going to tap into some of her views to embrace our future. Melissa, welcome to the show.
It's so great to be here. I just love having this conversation with you.
I'm so excited. And I especially like the idea of maybe putting a little framework around how you approach AI. And so I'm going to just open it up to you. Tell me about the TRISS framework and how I can use that to maybe set some priorities of what to do.
Absolutely. I mean, Lorraine, what we are seeing out there is what I like to call random acts of AI. So, there's so much that you can do. Many people, which is great, you just pick a place and you jump in. Maybe you've heard about a tool, or maybe there's a problem you heard AI can solve. What the TRISS framework starts to do is it helps you find the signal from the noise. And so it really helps you narrow in on a starting point initiatives and helps you to prioritize where you can go with your AI to make the highest impact. Because reality is we can't do it all.
I I love that. And it's so funny how things kind of circle back around because 20 years ago I had a friend who had a marketing agency like mine, and her whole mantra was protecting businesses from random acts of marketing. And
Here we are again.
here we are again, where it's, oh, let's try this and let's try this. So I love that there is a framework that maybe I can use to set some priorities. So let's dive in. What's the first piece of this kind of
Sure. Yeah.
format?
So I'm gonna outline the framework, we've got for you, and then we can dive into the first piece, just so we don't keep everybody hanging.
Okay.
So TRISS stands for time, importance, satisfaction, and standardization. So there's your TRIIS and TRISS. And the first part is time, which is how much time does this task consume? If it doesn't take you any time, why are you automating it?
Oh, that's brilliant. So the first, really what you're saying is the first kind of decision point, is this something I should use AI for, is how much time is it taking and how much time will AI save?
Well, that's right. Yeah, it's that cost benefit analysis because, automating something is going to take you some time, and it does
Mhm.
take some time to interact with AI. So we go from time into repetition. And the reason why repetition is in the framework is because obviously repetition is better for AI,
Mhm.
meaning that if you have something that is a repeatable process, then it's easier to program that in AI. So we think about tone of voice, it's pretty standard across certain types of thing like social media, like your blog post. And but if it's custom every single time, then you're going to spend more time programming AI than you are just putting it into AI.
I found what I think is a really good application for AI. I give it my transcript. I have a standard set of instructions that says,
Mm.
summarize this. Here's what I'm looking for. And so what I get out every time is very consistent. And all I have to do is paste, get on with my life. And
There
that
you go.
repetition, I'm doing 3 of those a week. It's worth it.
Right. Yeah. So you've already got the first two pieces of the TRISS framework. You've got your time, it's saving you time, it's a repeatable process. Let's talk about importance.
Mhm.
Really, really, it has dual meanings there. Is it low risk, or meaning is it low importance, or is it high risk? So if you were summarizing court cases, maybe you'd want to double check that. If
Mm-hmm.
you're summarizing a news article that you just kind of want the highlights, then using AI for that is pretty good. And
Mm-hmm.
I say the same thing about social media. And I only pick on social media because the posts tend to be very transitory.
Yes.
If you screw up, again, you're going to want to check it. But if you screw up, it typically has a pretty short shelf life, and you can undo it pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
the third thing you really want to look at is that importance.
Yeah, that really is so critical because it's it is how important is this task to me, and what's at stake if it's right or wrong, and that those two
Mhm.
pieces really, in that case, if it's really important, I may let AI do the first pass, but I'm going to
Mhm.
look real hard after that.
That's right. Trust and verify, right?
Yes. Okay, now I've got the first S.
All right. So we got the first S, which is satisfaction. The second, or the first S, yeah, is satisfaction. And if it's low satisfaction, that's a good AI candidate, because if there's something you really enjoy doing, you're probably good at it and you're probably fast at it.
Yeah.
So I encounter writers all the time that say, I could have written that in the time it took AI to generate the text. I'm like, yeah, that's because you're a writer and you
Mhm.
write all the time. But for other people, writing is a low satisfaction task, and that might be ripe for AI.
So it's really about where you choosing where you want to spend your time, not just how much time will it take, but is this something that you want to spend your limited time doing?
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I will say, when you get into certain situations, if your business is a certain size, you might not have some choice. It might be
Mhm.
made for you. If you have a boss that says, I don't care if this writing is the thing you love the most, but we're going to have AI do it, I like to include it in this prioritization framework.
Well, and that's also true though for business owners. I mean,
Mhm.
the bigger my company got, the less time I spent doing real marketing. And
It's true.
that's just the reality. The higher you go up on the food chain, the more you're in the management, the less time you have to do those things. So
Mhm.
AI also helps you become more efficient, so you can carve out a little time for what you want.
That's right. Got
And
time, we've got repetition, we've got importance, we've got satisfaction. Let's talk about that last S, which is standardization.
Mhm.
Can the task be standardized? And this is similar to the repetition. Typically, repeatable tasks can be standardized, which is all we're saying there is you've got a standard set of procedures that can be automated. And if
Mhm.
you do, again, that's pointing to a high impact, high value use case.
Awesome. So this really, anytime, what I like about this model is that
Mhm.
it's not about the AI tool, it's about the process. I think a lot of times business owners start this process by, oh, somebody told me I should try
Yeah,
ChatGPT,
that's right.
but they don't know why. And
Mhm,
what this forces you to do is say, look at how you're spending your time.
mhm.
Now let's look at where AI applies.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly it. And, first, I do wanna give a shout out to a gentleman named Christopher Penn, who created the TRIPS framework, which is very, very similar. I've modified it for marketing, and I've modified it for some qualities that I feel like are important. But to your point, it does help, organizations, to focus. So the whole point here is to give each dimension a numerical value, whether it be dollar amounts or some sort of number, and really help to calculate the ROI of your AI use cases. And typically, you're looking for your time saved versus how much things are costing you to get a sense of the benefit of AI. And again, this is to narrow your focus. Prioritization, I feel like, is half the battle of winning in any business. You've got to say no so they can say yes matter. And this is really helping you say yes to those things that matter.
Awesome. Well, Melissa, this has been fabulous. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
It's just been a pleasure to be here and have this conversation with you.
I'm going to encourage anybody, guys, if you are listening, if you want to know more about this and some of the other things that Melissa is doing, there will be a link to marketingfrontier.ai in the show notes. There's also a fabulous offer that Melissa has for a 5-day email course to help you identify high impact use cases. And look for her on LinkedIn. She shares a lot of fabulous content there as well. Melissa, thanks again.
Thanks for being. Thanks, Lorraine. It's a pleasure to be here.
My pleasure. And if you're looking for other resources for your business, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter at morethanafewwords.com. There you'll find hundreds of conversations just like this, workbooks, webinars, and so much more. This has been another episode of More Than a Few Words. Thanks for listening.